All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to episode 3 of the Young Old Heads podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Tommy, aka TV Sports Cards, aka Student of Cards. I'm here with Cards Max, aka Max, Cards, also known as Professor of Tops Now. Max, how you feeling this week?
I'm feeling good. I feel like it's a little bit of a slower week, at least in terms of cards. Nothing crazy or booming, although there are a few trimming scandals, but
Yeah.
not directly relevant to me. But releases otherwise, yeah, it's another week.
Yeah, I checked. I always go through like our DMs and text messages before we record these from the
This
week
is
to
so
see
many.
if, yeah, because there's a lot, and we talked about a lot of things throughout the weekend. I would say this is probably the least out of the 3 episodes, the 3 weeks we've been doing this, is the least we've discussed random things. So not the biggest news week, but again, we had you had the Cards Max space on Wednesday night, Tuesday night.
Tuesdays, 8 o'clock.
Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Do you want to do a little recap of us? What was talked about in the space? What went down? What to look forward to this week?
Something that everyone's always a learner. I guess last week I was professor of house now, but I am learning with everything, and I both got taught a bit about third-party grading, which I always like to get different perspectives on the industry, on new companies popping up. Well, also, I think we did a little hyper analysis of who the best shortstop from the 2010s era was, from 2010 to 2020. 2020, no extra bridge years. You can't start in 2008, go to 2018. But from the last decade, who the best shortstop is. And there's some takes.
And honestly, it's underwhelming. The arguments to be had about that list are interesting but underwhelming. There's not really a guy. I forget where the space ended up. Like, there wasn't really a consensus. Number one, I'm a homer. I love Brandon Crawford because of the rings, but everyone else has their takes. A lot of guys started late in the decade, like Seager and those guys.
Yeah, exactly. There was a big, Correa, Seager, Lindor, all of these shortstop crop kind of guys who were at the top prospects list. They were all like right at 2015.
Yeah, exactly. I just want to give a quick shout out to Jason from DCI for hopping in the space. He took everyone to school this week on how third-party grading works and how reputations are built. A very articulate guy, one of my favorite guys in the hobby in general. So shout out Jason. Definitely, great guy. But this week, we are talking about some fun stuff. We got our first ever guest in the Young Old Heads podcast, a frequent member of the Cards Max space on Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. We got here with us Big Mace, 33 Card Shop on Twitter. You know him. You love him. What's up, Mason?
What's happening, boys? Good morning. Good morning. I guess it's afternoon now, but
yeah, who knows?
If I can further add to Mason's prowess, he is sometimes the epitome of a very true and heartful collector. He is deliberate in what he picks. He is a diehard Detroit Tigers fan who also knows how to have a lot of fun.
Pro fun, very pro fun guy. I can echo all those sentiments. It's true. So very picky.
Yeah, and the thing with you, Mason, is that I have a lot of people that I can send eBay links to, and I know they're gonna buy the card within the next couple of days. You're not one of those people.
No.
You know exactly what you want, and you are patient, and I respect the heck out of that.
I'm not easily swayed. That's for sure.
No.
Well, your pinpoints. You want for instance, your Akil Baddoo rainbow. You will get your Akil Baddoo rainbow.
Absolutely.
Well, Mason, you're our first guest ever here at the Young Old Heads podcast, and we're excited to have you. Do you want to give us a quick rundown of what you collect and like how you're a little collecting journey? Everyone has their own journey here.
Yeah. First and foremost, I appreciate you guys having me on. Big honor being the first guest. I got big shoes to fill. Hopefully this isn't the first time caller, last time listener type of situation that Max always puts me in.
We'll see how this goes.
Many times.
Long time listener, first time caller. No, really, I just collect rookie cards for the most part. I'm not interested in vet parallels and the stuff that some people find interesting. But my hobby journey started in like the early 2000s, like most kids. My grandpa he loved the gambling aspect of it. So I remember like specifically like LeBron era, early basketball. But back then I was more of a football guy.
Yeah, that's where we bonded first, right, Mason? We first bonded over our love of 2003 Topps Matrix basketball.
The greatest set of all time ever created. The 1 year, the one trick pony 2003 Topps Matrix.
Yeah, the greatest set of all time. Me and Mason love to talk about the rookie trios that are on there and the many combinations of them. But where'd you go from there, Mason? What happened after the LeBron era?
I feel like you get to a certain point where real sports kind of take over the collecting aspect of life, and you kind of divert a little bit of a different direction. But like many other people, when the pandemic started, I accidentally kind of jumped back into it. So when Project 2020 first started, like leading up to it, I was following Ben Baller on Instagram, and he was posting about card number 1 in the set with the Ichiro, and I'm like, oh, that's such a cool card. Like, I just kind of want to put it on my shelf. Like, I don't want anything to do with cards. I didn't know anything about cards, like other than having a million of them in a shoebox. And so I bought that card direct from Topps, right, for $20, and then all of a sudden, like 3 weeks later, it was 800, and I'm like, what is going on with cards? And
yeah, that'll get your attention.
Right. And then kind of like the summer came along, and my buddy Trevor was like, yo, me and Ryan, my brother, are going to go up to the card shop and National Baseball Card Day. Like, you want to come with us? And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. So we got a few free packs, and he pulled the Sean Murphy rookie card auto out of a free pack. And then we're like, all right, we're going to buy a couple packs of Topps Chrome and just drop 2020. And like, after that, it was like fully immersed into it. Like, made a Twitter, got on, joined the community, and went from there. So
that's awesome. Yeah, I think a lot of people have similar stories, getting back into it during that time. It's interesting that how you got back into it though with the Project 2020, purely the art side of things, wanting to display some stuff. And I think that if people follow you, they know that you have a pretty awesome display you got up in your apartment. But why we're having Mason on the podcast and what makes us have such great conversations with Mason about cards is our shared love of rookie cards. And Max, can you tell us a little bit about what your thoughts are on rookie cards? What some of the controversial things are about the development of rookie cards over the years? I know some people may know about the 2006 rule and everything with the rookie card logos, but I think we might need to educate some people on what a rookie card is, quote unquote.
Yeah. Regarding rookie cards, part of the logo made in, I believe, 2006, like you said, is that some people view it as just the league or branding or the Players Association associated with the sport trying to delay as much as they can what is considered a rookie card with the logo for marketing purposes. And if there's one thing that most collectors are dead set on is that is consistency. They want something to be consistent no matter what. I know Beckett has a list of rules and criteria that they consider to be for rookie cards, but those are being challenged. Like in last year's Bowman Best, Wander Franco was pictured with the prospect design, but in a photo from his major league. I believe it was from his major league debut, but I know it was from him in the major leagues. It wasn't airbrushed like other prospects. And most importantly, it wasn't in a prospect subset. It was in the main checklist. So that made traditionalists very strongly say, this is a rookie card. This is Wander's rookie card. And also for all the 20 or so other players in Bowman's Best 2021. Mm-hmm. But of course, Wander Franco's rookie cards have rookie card logos in 2022.
Yeah.
So it definitely makes people debate, have controversy over what is the true meaning and what is the true rookie card.
Exactly. And before I let Mason go on his spiel about flagship rookie cards, I want to just quickly be a little bit more explicit about what that rule is. So in 2006, the Players Association, the MLB, and Upper Deck and Topps kind of all came to an agreement that rookie cards were getting kind of out of hand. Players like Miguel Cabrera were getting cards like 3 years before they even debuted, and now those are their rookie cards. It was just getting really confusing for collectors and everyone in general. So in 2006, they made a rule where no one can have a rookie card until they've appeared on a 25-man roster in the MLB. And it can't be a rookie card unless, their first rookie card has to be pulled from a set with MLB jerseys. So it took away a lot of these.
Collector kind of mindset, that second rule.
Yeah.
Because if we're looking at Luis Roberts, which I think is a really interesting case, he was given the rookie card logo as he signed his contract extension in entering 2020.
Yeah.
And a big thing to remember is that he signed that contract extension before he made that debut. The contract extension put him on the 25-man roster, and then he's getting Topps Now cards with the rookie card logo.
Yeah, exactly. And that was a niche case, probably because of 2020. But
yes,
Mason,
but
we have the king of flagship here, and I don't want to take anyone else's ear time with our voices. So Mason, can you tell them what your collection is, what your guidelines are? You keep things very, very consistent, as Max said, collectors like. So can you tell everyone what is your collection about?
Yeah, so basically, like when I first started, and I wanted something to collect, right? We talked about it a lot of times that people were trying to sell base cards or whatever, and I couldn't with good faith collect the Tigers. They're trash right now. At least going into the season, they were trash, and like the last few seasons, it's been a dark era in Detroit. And being a primarily baseball collector, I just went with like and big proponent of MLB The Show, right? So I spent a lot of time playing MLB The Show on PlayStation, and they have like the iconic rookie cards that you can get. They're kind of lower overall, but they still have the base art like Vlad No Number and the 2014 Mookie Betts update.
Yeah.
And so those cards have been just kind of iconic to me the last couple of years, even outside of collecting. So I decided to go with a full like rookie card PC. So I kind of jumped into that and used Baseball Cardpedia and went through every set starting with 2020 and worked backwards. And where it did get messy was 2006, right, when they initiated that rookie card badge rule.
Yeah.
And it kind of not only messes up everything before that, but some of the guys after that, like Justin Verlander and Andrew McCutchen and some of these guys that had rookie cards before they had debuted. And then all of a sudden they get their rookie card badge in 06 and 07 respectively for Verlander and McCutchen. Or 09, I'm sorry.
McCutchen for McCutchen, yeah.
Yeah, he didn't get a rookie card till 09.
So how do you handle cases like that where a guy has a draft picks card before the rookie logo rule, and then afterwards they get the card with the rookie logo when they debut? What is the 33 card shop PC rule?
I mean, you already know the answer, but for the people at home, like for Justin Verlander, I hate that draft picks card. I hate the picture of him just sitting there like.
You're the only one in the world that hates that card. Yeah, it's a hot take.
I hate that card. It is a hot take. I prefer the rookie card badge to be on the card to identify it. And I think it's subjective for a lot of people too. Like it's not as cut and dry, especially with like, today's example of Wander Franco. With the set number with Topps Now and Bowman and Topps Flagship, like it gets really hard. And I am a Topps Flagship, stan. Like if they have a Bowman rookie card before Topps comes out, I don't care. I want the Topps Series 1, Series 2 update.
Yeah.
And, I think that line's been blurred so much for like so many years that, who cares what the first card in a major league uniform alongside vet parallels, Series 1 is Wander's rookie card. Bowman's best. No one cares about Bowman's best. It's a money generator. Yeah, Max does. The old heads do, but yeah.
Max, what are your thoughts on Mason's PC, and what annoys you about it, and what do you like about it?
Okay, if I'm doing a pros and cons on Mason's PC, some of the pros being that he doesn't care about the market in the best way. Just like, sure, the draft picks Justin Verlander from 2005 is more esteemed and is commonly accepted as the rookie card and is the more valuable of the two. But regardless of that, the rookie card logo has prominence for Mason, which some may say goes against the curve. Some may say goes for it. Mm-hmm. And Mason is a dead set man, and he wants his rookie card logo, and regardless of the dissent that he may receive. A negative that I will say is that you're definitely a little conditioned pry, and we definitely have little different philosophies on that. I know I shared with you earlier this week a creased Mike Trout PSA 1.5 US 175 rookie card, and my intent, my thinking was like, oh, Mason doesn't have this. It's 30% off, or excuse me, 30%, 70% off for a card that is $3,000 in a PSA 10. It's like, oh, okay, this is perfect for a collector. But Mason's response, I'll obviously let you speak, is no, I want the near mint-ish copy. Doesn't have to be gem mint, but can't be poor.
So Mason, what are your thoughts on condition? I know you've kind of had a come to Jesus moment with grading in general. Can you walk us through that?
Yeah, well, I mean, I like to think for like higher value cards, condition does hold a little weight, right? I mean, I think JB Old Town Cards said it best, like, don't bury me with my Soto collection. I think everything, as much as I get attached to my collection and my high dollar value cards, like someday those cards could be sold, and I want to make it easier for either me or, God forbid I drop dead one day, like someone who's got to take care of my collection and sell it.
Yeah.
And I mean, I thought it was a fair deal, whatever that PSA 3 or whatever PSA 1, I can't remember what it was, Mike Trout, but I got a real job. I got a retirement fund, whatever. Like, I got money. I can go out and get a Trout PSA 9 whenever I want. I just haven't done it yet because it seemed like overnight they jumped over $1,000 for a PSA 9 back in December, January 2021, kind of heading into 2021, I want to say.
Yeah, I remember when we met, Mason, at the National last year in 2021, the National, you were looking for Mike Trout, and I feel like the number was way below 1,000, what you were like looking to pay. I forget exactly what it was, though.
Yeah, I messed up with the National by only being there for one day, and I think with the National, you need at least 2 days. You need one day to go there, kind of feel yourself out, get your bearings a little bit, and then, there's too much going on to go one day and be like hunting for deals. And you see a card, you turn around, all of a sudden, like, the table's gone. You're like, what the hell happened? Where am I?
Yeah.
And one day just wasn't enough. But they were the thing is, like, I get so upset when I see a card jump in value, and I'm like, man, I should have paid here. I'm gonna wait for it to come back down. And most of the time, you guys know with cards, like, that price is not coming down. And Mike Trout's been the prime example for me. I'm waiting for that to get under $1,000 again. And
yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think the flagship specifically market is interesting because what you're collecting are base cards, but they are the most highly desirable base cards for each individual player, basically. Like, I've been wanting to get a 2020 Topps traded Miguel Cabrera for a while, and that's a base card, but it's still an over $100 base card, and it's an attainable collection goal for you to do this, and I think it's awesome what you're doing. I want to get really into some of the fun, like, idiosyncrasies of your flagship collection, which are like the weird niche cases. Like, what are some of the weird players? What are some players that like are before 2006 and you really want a rookie card? Like, these are guys that we grew up on, and like stuff like Johan Santana is the guy that comes to mind for me. Johan Santana does not have a Topps rookie card. What does 33 Card Shop have to say about a guy like that?
Well, I mean, starting when I did the checklist, kind of like, I kind of hard stopped at 2006 because of that rule, like, being so crazy. So guys like Alex Gordon or Andrew McCutcheon, or guys that had like prospect cards. Josh Hamilton's another one. He had a card in like 2005 and didn't debut until like 2007.
Oh no, Josh Hamilton has cards all the way back to like 2001, I think. 2000.
Yeah, I think he's like one of the really rare guys that they would like have like 100 cards before he ever even debuted.
Yeah.
And, guys like that, like, since they have a rookie card badge in 07, 09, whatever, I just kind of took that as like the rookie card.
Yeah.
The only couple or handful of guys I have over 2006 are Miggy, Pujols, Ichiro, Nelson Cruz has like a 2005 All-Star card.
Oh yeah. The 2005 update and highlight set they have.
Yeah, that's
it's from the Futures game. It's the Futures game rookie cards. I ripped a lot of that.
Yeah, and I think that Future game was played in Detroit, I want to say, 2005.
Yeah, it was 2005 All-Star game in Detroit.
It was either 05 or 06.
Yeah. So why those guys though? Because there are tons of other guys that have Topps rookie cards going back, like, to the Griffey Topps traded one. Those are Topps rookie cards that are totally consensus rookie cards by everyone. I'm going to even throw Yachty out there because I know that is going to possibly transition our conversation over to some Topps Chrome Auto conversation that I know Max wanted to talk about. But like, you don't have a Yachty rookie or like any of those guys? Like, if it doesn't have the logo, you're out. I don't know.
No. I want to get a Yachty. I was supposed to have a Yachty. Actually, Hatch bought me a Yachty rookie card.
Wait, shout out Hatch.
Shout out Hatch, one of the best in the business. He bought one, Hatch's cards, and he was moving at the time, and it got shipped to his old address, and then he just kind of said, "Screw it," like whatever. So there's a Yachty rookie card somewhere in Rhode Island that was supposed to go to me that's now like in some kid's binder probably, that just started collecting cards off the accidental mail day he got.
I have two questions about your collection. So like Tommy was highlighting, these are base cards. Once you don't get so deep into the, you're keeping this modern centric, you're not collecting Hall of Famers from the 1970s.
Right.
At what point do you say, okay, my collection of players that I want is complete? Do you start upgrading those to parallels or autographs?
No, because I mean, you guys know I have cards outside the rookie card binder. Like I have short prints and higher valued cards outside of like.
What are some of the other things that you collect outside of this collection, just for the listeners back at home?
Yeah, I mean, it's still mostly rookie card centric, short prints, super short prints, image variations, autos. Early 2000s basketball I love. But for baseball, it's mostly short prints, rookie card short prints, and things like that. So.
And the second thing I was thinking of, this is applicable both to rookie cards and your Ben Baller set. If a card is cemented in your collection, does it ever get to a price point to where you want to move it? I know, like you said, the Topps Ben Baller Ichiro was a $20 card on release that you bought directly from Topps. And it at peak Labor Day-ish, 2020, that was a $4,000 card, and you ironclad kept it. What was your thinking?
Yeah, I mean, my main PC is losing money. No, I wasn't tracking it that closely, and like I said, when I bought it, like I'm like, this is a collector's item. Like I just want this card, like because it's cool. I didn't care about the inherent value when it came to it. I think everything's got a price, right? But instead of selling it at the highest point, I doubled down and collected the set. Now it's worthless. So, yeah, I think there's certain cards I buy with the intent to sell. I'm like, you know what? Now I kind of like this card. I don't really want to sell it.
You have any examples of that where you've like sold a card and regretted it?
Not really.
Yeah, I feel like your like thought process for selling a card, I feel like, is so thorough. Like no one is like, you don't know, like Mason, you do not make impulsive decisions. I feel like very rarely.
Well, I think you guys both know this, but I think it's important for the listeners at home. Like I went to the National and I didn't buy a card. I drove 4 hours to Chicago from Detroit and I didn't buy one card.
Nobody hates cards more than Mason, who loves cards.
I'm just so meticulous with what I'm gonna buy, and like the rookie card binder is like something I work on kind of in the background. But I like to buy cards before they go up in value, not necessarily to sell them at the peak, but just because I don't want to have to pay the premium when they go up in value, right? So that's just how I roll. So
yeah, and so I know you do have like your flagship pretty much only for baseball. I don't know if I've ever seen a card in your collection that's not a Topps or Topps Chrome card. But as Max was alluding to, you do have some knowledge about a topic that Max also knows a lot about, which is Topps Chrome rookie autos. And I want Max to educate the listeners here about the history of Topps Chrome rookie autos and the evolution of those, and kind of we'll talk about some of the fun history and get some people some education that they might not know. Because if you get into collecting right now, you might be like, yo, they've always had Topps Chrome. Topps Chrome autos have been around forever. Those are like, Pools probably has one, right? And it's like, no.
Yeah, you're testing my knowledge base, that's for sure. But at a certain year, they started adding pack pullable autographs to Topps Chrome. I want to say that was
2004.
Yes. Okay. But with this is still a very card emphasized time of collecting and not a memorabilia time collecting. So these checklists sometimes were 15, 20, 25 names long. Yadier Molina does not have a Topps Chrome rookie card. Verlander does, but he's definitely an exception. And you have these very short checklists for a long time until you reach the now modern day 2021 Topps Chrome, which has a lot of names.
Yeah.
I think it's 50 or so names of 50 rookie card autographs in the checklist. So it's definitely a fun exercise that I've done with Mason of saying, Okay, like let's say you're collecting every Hall of Famer that or will be Hall of Famer, since none of these guys are in the Hall of Fame yet or eligible. Most are still playing. What cards would you want to target in this theoretical personal collection? And Verlander is the first main one that you see in 2005 or so. Then you have a few debatable names in 2011 with Freeman. I think Strasburg was 2012, or was he 2011? I can't remember offhand.
Strasburg's 2010.
2010.
He's 2010. So
Strasburg 2010. He's on the borderline, and
2010 is the first weird year, I think, because 2010 you get a lot of redemption autos in Topps Chrome, so those ones are handled differently.
Is it Posey 2010?
Yeah, Posey.
Very weird redemption.
Yeah.
Yes. So in 2010 Topps Chrome, Buster Posey's base Topps Chrome rookie card is a redemption. The base card's a redemption. There's a base redemption, that's a refractor, and then there's a green refractor, and then there's an autograph, and I think a refractor autograph. I could be wrong, but
I'm not sure base autograph. I think it just might be all refractor autographs.
Yeah, there's no base. That's what I mean. There's no base, but I think the point the argument in the world that your guys' conversations revolve around is the fact that like the market, we don't have a market really for how modern cards will be treated for Hall of Famers. There's vintage Hall of Famers forever, and like we know that like, all right, a vintage Hall of Fame rookie card from the 60s, that has a certain demand, and that market will generally go this way for like 10 years. But modern cards, we don't have that many Hall of Famers yet that have debuted since 2000. There's just not that many of them, and not that many of them have these like Topps Chrome rookie cards that we're chasing for all these modern guys. So it's hard to be like project out a current prospect's Topps Chrome rookie card, Topps Chrome auto or whatever. It's hard to project that out if they will be a Hall of Famer, because we just don't have that many Hall of Fame Topps Chrome rookie autographs yet.
And we really don't have any that are on the ballot like going into the Hall of Fame. I think Ichiro is going to be the first one that came up in 2000, or 2001. I'm sorry, but you raise a really amazing point that I love, and I hate seeing it on the timeline. People are like, oh, well, Ken Griffey cards are worth this, and he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. No, shut up. That we have nothing even comparable to like from collecting Hall of Famers yet. And I think it all starts, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong, with the Miguel Cabrera 2000 Topps Chrome that was in every factory update and highlight set. And then the first pack pulled Topps Chrome card was Ichiro and Pujols in 2001. And when you see the prices,
hold up. I need to clarify some things for the listeners based on what you said. What you're saying is that
worth it, by the way, not first one, but the first ones that
that's what I mean. Like you're saying that like there's no 1989 Upper Deck Ken Griffey Jr. card from Wander Franco. That's not, you can't compare the Wander Franco flagship base card to that Upper Deck Griffey, because there are so many different other Wander Franco and the parallels. Like just the markets are not the same, and that's what you're saying. And Topps Chrome started in 1996, but what you're saying is like the first like real like Hall of Fame GOAT level Topps Chrome rookie card is the Ichiro and Pujols one for sure.
Right. Well, it's really Cabrera in 2000, but it's still not a pack pulled Topps Chrome card. And
that's not pack pulled.
I from what I understand, it's a factory set card.
Okay, I didn't know.
Yeah. I've never really researched it, but then someone told me that, and I'm like, I don't really want one that bad anymore. But
Max, how does that make you feel? Do you think, what is your opinion? Like you're a Topps Now guy, which is like on demand.
I'm not a Topps Now guy, but yes.
Yeah. Like, what are your thoughts on that? Like, what would you consider? I'm like almost positive that Miguel Cabrera Topps Chrome rookie card is a from like a box set. I think they still did update and highlights box sets back then for that. So Matt, like, is that legitimate to you, or is that like
that is legitimate to me? And really, it is an exercise of rhetoric all the time, because you're adding more to the slippery slope. At what point is it not okay? Okay, pack pullable. Okay, do factory sets count? Yeah, probably, because there are a lot of very important, influential rookie cards in factory sets. Okay, does online count? Okay, no, but because they're not pack pullable, Topps Now doesn't count. Okay, well, what about the Keith Shore oversized cards that are in a checklist full of veterans and prospects and are pack pullable, but they're online? It really makes you question everything.
And that's what we're here to do at the Young Old Heads podcast. Question everything, never accept anything. collecting is your own world. And I think that's why I love Mason's collection is like Mason makes the rules. Like his collection is consistent as hell. But every decision he has like a solid justification for why he does it that way. And it flows. And that's what collecting is all about, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I had some. Never mind. I want to hear what you want to say, Mason.
Well, I mean, there's specific examples for like every card. So Topps, like they just do not care, man. They miss people on checklists, and guys never get a rookie card. And I was just looking at Baseball Cardpedia, and the 2000 Topps Chrome traded set was a factory set, 135 card base set, and it was the second and final year Topps did that.
Nice.
So,
well, who are some guys, Mason, that like don't have flagship rookie cards that just like eats at your soul that they don't have one?
Oh, dude, first and foremost, Salvador Perez.
Yeah, the Salvador Perez. That's so tough.
That he has a Bowman Chrome rookie card, but no Topps rookie card.
Yeah, and I think second is probably JT Realmuto.
For me, it's a Joe Panic doesn't have one. Brian Wilson doesn't have one. As Brian a Giants collector, yeah, Brian Wilson does not.
What do you think of a case like Max Muncie?
What can you explain that? What's the case with Max Muncie?
I'm not he was in 2015 update. Usually, I mean, this is not a common issue anymore, but there's not as many 2-player rookie cards that are like the true rookie card.
Yeah.
And in 2015, Max Muncie in 2015 update shares a rookie combos card with Tyler Landerdorf or Ladendorf, nice. Someone who is not on a major league roster anymore, probably. Yeah. And he shares, I mean, granted, Max Muncie isn't the biggest name, but he's definitely someone. But you have this rookie card where it's not, the player's only taking up half the card.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on that, Mason? Would that count if he was good enough to be in your collection?
And the rookie card logo is on the card, which makes it even more weird.
Yeah, the Max Muncie card didn't make the checklist in the first go around, but he would be on like the dedicated page with like Nelson Cruz, Yachty, JT Realmuto, Salvador Perez. These guys have first cards, right? Like we're their first Topps card.
And when you mean checklist, you mean like your PC like master checklist that you make. Like these are cards I want for my binder.
Yeah. Like I said, I went through Baseball Cardpedia, like every set from 2006 Series 1 through 2020 update, and was like, okay, who do I like from all these sets? Like just look at all the rookie cards that were in each set, and kind of compiled like a master checklist, I guess, of all the. And it's not every rookie card from every set. It's just the guys that I like. Guys I like playing within the show. Guys I grew up watching. Guys that tear up the league. Guys like Cameron Maben is in there. No one gives a shit about Cameron Maben, but like I had to have him.
Yeah, you do. You care about him. And that's what collecting's about, man. You collect you have guys that like I probably wouldn't have on my like must-have flagship rookie card list that are on yours, and like I would probably have guys that aren't on yours. It's like it's Mason's guys. It's the Mason's like history of baseball, the Mason history of baseball collection, basically, right? Like
basically, yeah, in a nutshell. But it does drive me nuts how they treat some of these guys, because the biggest I think argument in today's day and age is outside of the rookie card badge thing. It's the collectability of catchers, right? So we listed 2 really big name catchers. Obviously, I think probably 1 and 2 as far as the modern greatest catchers in the game right now. Salvador Perez and JT Realmuto. Neither of those guys have a rookie card with a rookie card badge. And shout out Old Town Cards again. He's talking about Keibert Ruiz on the Nationals, who, carries a big stick and talks softly, as Teddy Roosevelt would say. But, he doesn't want to sink a whole lot of money into a catcher, right? And I don't know if that's really a fair argument in today's day and age. Obviously, catcher, for the most part, is a defensive position on the diamond. But there are guys like Salvador Perez and JT Realmuto. If they would have had the cards that some of these guys have now, would catchers still be uncollectible in a sense?
Yeah. It's like, is it the case that no one wants to collect catchers, or just that like Topps has messed it up so much that like it doesn't give you much to collect for that catcher? Like for me, I collect Buster Posey. I super collect as much as you could super collect as a normal human with normal amount of money. Like Buster Posey, like I search 2010 Buster Posey newly listed every single night on eBay before I go to bed. Like There is not a single rookie card of Buster Posey that posts on eBay that I do not see. Those things are rare as heck, man. Like his like flagship rookie is like iconic to me and like great, but like it's a spring training photo. It's not like the best thing. His Topps Chrome rookie card is like really, really clean, and I wished so much more that it was like a more of a mass produced card, because I think that's a card that everyone who collects rookie cards for baseball should have. But it's this weird redemption thing where like Topps kind of messed it up for people. Like there are not more of those being created. You can't pull a Buster Posey Topps Chrome rookie card from a pack. It creates this niche world for him, even though he's like a first ballot Hall of Famer in my world. Like,
and Yadi's very much the same way, right? I mean, Max just picked up that beautiful first edition Yadier Molina that he has, and I think Yadi has a Topps Chrome card too. But you know, those are really two good examples as well. Like they just don't have like the Topps Chrome rookie card. There it is right there. Look how nice that is, the first edition.
Max is showing us the Yadi Molina 2004 first edition Topps rookie card, which is a pretty awesome rare card that he's picked up.
And really, in my opinion, that's like the first great catcher collectible card that has inherent value, right? I mean, first ballot Hall of Famer, potentially.
Modern
catcher. Yeah, right. I mean, people still like to collect Pudge Rodriguez and
Thurman Munson is
Johnny Bench, Jimmy Fox, those guys. But yeah, Buster Posey and I think Yadi got done wrong too, just by what checklist they fell in, and kind of, there's only so many of those cards that are they're rookie cards that you can buy,
Yeah. So, Max, can you talk about that Yadi card that you bought and like your thought process behind it?
Sure. I was searching. I'm not sure what eBay filter I was searching at that day, but I just from a ABS perspective, just from a trying to buy cool stuff that I enjoy and also simultaneously see value in. I found the Yadier Molina card on eBay. I found the owner on Twitter, and just I paid a little bit over the last sale. I don't have any issue with that given its rarity. I know
how rare is it? Like, what was your thought? What was your process with that? Was it like, oh, this is cool, and then you looked at pop, or was it something where like, oh, I know this Yadi Molina first edition is low pop. If I ever see one, I'm gonna pick it up.
It was a mix of both. In that I saw it and I knew, okay, this is immediately low pop. For perspective, Yadier Molina's Topps Chrome first year card has 205 copies submitted to PSA. That is already a very low amount.
What is like a modern? Can you give me like what is like Juan Soto's Topps Chrome rookie card pop?
I'll put up Juan Soto's Topps Chrome rookie card.
It's probably
but
100 times more.
Yeah. But with that in mind, the pop report for the first edition Yadier Molina has 29 total copies submitted. So that's really, I mean, give or take, like for simplicity, let's just say that's 29 divided by 205. That's going to be roughly a little higher than 20% or so. 25%. Oh, sorry.
14. What are you saying right now? Explain these numbers that you're saying out loud.
This is not very good, but
you're comparing the print run. You're comparing the total population of the first edition to the Topps Chrome. That's what you're doing.
Yes, and it is 14%, unless my calculating is wrong. Regardless, disregard the calculating. Yeah. It's a very, very low number, and knowing, I being in an online purchase, I have the luxury to check these numbers before making the purchase. But if I saw that on the show, I wouldn't hesitate and try to buy it immediately after seeing a first edition stamp on a Yadier Molina rookie.
Yeah. I think that's one of those cards where like, I think you kind of were explaining this, like this concept of like, we look at cards all day. If there's a card that I see that I haven't seen very often or never see, I can make some sort of assumption of rarity that like, oh, this is this card I don't see very often. I'm going to like figure this out. What's up with this card?
Okay. I have two numbers for you. Okay.
Yeah. Can you explain the numbers before you say them, please?
Yes, I will explain the numbers before I say them. Okay. There are 7 times as many Chrome Yadier Molina rookie cards graded than first edition. This isn't tens. This is just cards submitted to the pop report. And there are 12,917 Topps Chrome Update HMT 55 Juan Soto rookie cards graded. 11,560 of them are tens.
Jesus. Wow. Okay. All right. I'm gonna cut you off there because that's an interesting fact. But I have some questions for Mason that
Numbers speak for themselves.
Numbers speak for themselves here at the Young Old Heads podcast. All right, Mason. I have some questions that I have for you that I did not ask you beforehand, and I want to just get some answers from you. I'm gonna have some fun with this.
All right.
We all know that Fanatics is the new guy in the world. They bought Topps. They're about to buy Panini. That's about to be finalized probably in the next month or so. Mason is promoted to CEO of Fanatics. Congratulations, Mason. You're now the CEO of Fanatics. What are you going to do to change the landscape of cards? What are you going to do to help? What are you going to do? You got time. You got as much time as you want. You're a CEO.
The first thing I'm going to do is you want the hottest take, like,
oh yeah, give me the hot takes.
Any one of one that is potentially worth like, $50,000 and up, future investment wise, is going to be in a hobby pack sitting behind a counter and not somewhere where someone could come and molest a pack at a Walmart and destroy, a potential $50,000 card.
I hate this take so deeply. All right, this was actually the big thing on the timeline this week. The Wander Franco 101 Platinum was pulled from a Walgreens hanger, and that is the best news that's ever happened to me.
Speaking of which, I just saw it on the timeline. It's graded PSA 9. So
wow. All right, that's fine. Yeah. I mean, isn't the Trout Platinum's a 8? Damn, that's sick.
Ryan's cards just posted it. He saw it at the show in San Diego. So
nice. Well, I'm gonna just make my statement on this because I have a pretty strong opinion. Like I think that Flagship is for the people. Flagship is not. There are so many hobby exclusive products these days. So many of them. There's Dynasty, dude. If you really care about the $101 billion card, then go find the 101 Dynasty Wander Franco Logo Man or whatever. But like, Flagship is in, like, I ripped Flagship as a kid. I want someone who's 30 years old to be able to look through their old Flagship binder of like 10 years ago and be like, whoa, I pulled a freaking black pair. I pulled a 101. I pulled something crazy, And I think part of what I love about collecting is the fact that there's just lost cards. Like, I love this concept of lost cards. Like,
oh, I hate it, man.
I love that, dude. That's part of the lore of cards. Like, there's so many famous cards that just like the 101s haven't popped up yet. And it just is like the coolest thing to me. Like, these could be anywhere. They could be anywhere, Mason. And you want to take away that chase. That's anti-fun. That is an anti-fun take.
The OCD in me hates the fact that there's lost cards. I mean, someone said the percentile like the other day, like 1 in every 25 cards is like destroyed or something. Like, man, I can't even, like, it hurts my brain. Like,
Max, do you have any thoughts on this? Do you have any thoughts on the concept of lost cards, like famous cards that are now lost, or Mason's idea about this?
I'm not pro cards being lost, but the inner collector, flipper, whatever, wants to uncover lost cards as much as possible that are buried in people's collections. Someone who bought cards when they were 5 and now they're selling their old baseball card collection. I want to find those.
Yeah, that's what
uncover the treasure.
Which is crazy because a lot of people make a living buying people's collections, right? But you'd have to find someone that was collecting cards in 2011, which could be, anyone who had grown man money, or more than likely someone who was, I don't know, born in 1999. That was
I'm born in 98, man. It's right. That's right. Where like that's why whenever any of my friends are like, dude, check out my cards, I'm like, oh, yeah, I'll check it out as fast as you'll let me.
Yeah, because people my age, like, because I'm 27, I'll be 28 next year. Like, we like collected through the LeBron era, 2003. You guys were maybe a little bit, you were still collecting, but 6 or 7 or whatever.
Yeah, I was young.
And I was 4.
Yeah, Max was like basically a fetus.
He still is.
Yeah, I mean, arguably still is, but you're absolutely right. Guys your age, those are the guys that have a Mike Trout just sitting in a binder somewhere, like in their parents' basement, and don't even know what the hell's going on. People my age, like, you'd have to. In 2011, I was a sophomore in high school, and I was doing bad shit and being a bad person. I wasn't thinking about baseball cards, but if I could go back in time, I'd clear every 2011 Topps Update set.
You and every other person in the world.
Right. Right.
But yeah, I think the idea is it's like it honestly kind of circles back to what we were talking about before with like the like lack of consistency with market. Like the market's still very immature for that stuff. So it's like we could find shit in like a friend's collection now that's like a rare parallel that like never pops up on eBay or something. It's a whole different, it's like literally the same mechanisms that were happening in like the 80s with cards, with vintage cards. Like, oh, like these like 1950s Mantle cards are worth a lot now. Like you didn't know that back then. Like you didn't even know that those were things you should have looked for. Like people didn't know opening up packs in 2011 that there could be parallel Mike Trout rookie cards. Like that concept was not in the mainstream or anything, you know?
I love that video of the guy who, because 2011, like, dude, think about the technology was out there. I got my first iPhone in 2013, and I probably had like a room or two that took like the shittiest pictures ever in 2011. There's that one video on YouTube of the guy pulling the Bowman Mike Trout auto.
Yeah, I was about to bring that up.
Who's this guy? He like, throws it to the side or whatever. But people were doing that for like Fernando Tatis in 2016 or whatever his first Bowman year was too. Like, oh, Fernando Tatis, another auto is like, throw it to the side, you know.
Yeah.
And there's very much guys like that right now that, you know, as the hobby prices go up and up and up and pack prices go up and up, you know, there's guys that are getting thrown to the side like, oh, who the fuck is this guy? Who no one cares about this guy, you know?
Yeah. And I have one more topic I want to talk with you, Mason, because you on the timeline these days you're the Akil Baddoo rainbow guy. And I just had a really big collecting moment that is happening right now. I want to give a special shout out to a guy on Twitter. His name is Andrew. He has the coolest Giants collection probably that I've seen on Twitter. It's at oldman28 guy. He's a real old head, a young old head, but I talked about it last episode. When I was a kid, I pulled the black border parallel to Madison Bumgarner rookie card, and ever since I got back into collecting, I've been trying to complete the rainbow of 2010 Madison Bumgarner flagship. I have been finally able to secure the red parallel and I'm about to secure the vintage parallel for my man Andrew. So I'm gonna officially have the complete rainbow minus the 101s, and it's all because Andrew is willing to part with the vintage one just to help me complete it. So I just want to give a special shout out to him because honestly, like it's stuff like that makes the hobby so great to me. And like that's like these lost cards, like this vintage parallel Madison Bumgarner card has just never popped up. So it's like I don't know when I would find one. It could have taken me another 5 years. So the fact that he's able to like willing to like part with it to hook it up is just like.
Where did they originate from? The vintage parallels.
Those were Walmart exclusive. They're not the same ones that are. They're not like the numbered out of 99 ones that are today.
I know
like
yeah.
Walmart exclusives. But you are doing the Baddoo rainbow. Can you give us like your story with that and like your journey with that and like because that's kind of a new thing. That's like your first rainbow, right, Mason?
Yeah, so I've always hated rainbows. Like I hate when people post like their rainbow collections and stuff on the timeline. I mean, there's some that are really cool, but like, you know, it's pretty not easy, but like it's easier on the wallet to go out and collect a vet parallel rainbow. Yeah, but Baddoo, like I was saying about the Tigers before, like they've just been trash for like the last like 3 years. We've been rebuilding.
It goes perfect with your PC of losing money of buying expensive.
Right.
It fits with your PC.
Okay, well it's easy to say now the season started, but like going into the season, like in Topps Update 2021, Kelenic was the big chase card, right? And everyone's kind of like, oh, Andrew Vaughn's on the side, and you know Manoah and Logan Gilbert. There's some other pitcher names in there, and you know a couple other athletes, and you know Baddoo burst onto the scene last year. Like he was a stroke of lightning for the Tigers, like in the first couple months of the season, just absolute electric factory kind of guy. And, you know, he not struggled, but he didn't have a great summer and then kind of turned it back up towards the fall as the Tigers kind of fell out of contention. But he, to me, has all the intangibles, the swagger, if you will, that could sell tickets, right? I mean, he's got his hair braided and wears Jordans and he's just a baller, right?
Yeah.
And I tried to take the Cards Max approach, like what he did with Bo Bichette and what he's doing, you know, most recently with Jazz, and said like, man, Baddoo, like his prices are kind of cheap compared to like these other guys that, you know, his ceiling is X and his floor is kind of low, but he's 23. He never played above single A and he had a great season last year. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna run with the rookie card rainbow. And yeah, his price he's batting like 111 with like 1 home run. He's been out of the lineup against lefty. He had a great spring, but they traded for Austin Meadows like on the eve of opening day and then bumped Baddoo from 1 to 9 in the batting order.
That's tough. But all right, you just saying you hated rainbows and then we're like, all right, well, I'm gonna go for the rainbow. Like what? Why that? And not just like, oh, I'll just pick up a couple parallels or whatever. Why the rainbow? Why you got to go the full rainbow?
Well, as a rookie card collector, you see like the prices like of some of these other guys that sell. I mean, Baddoo's never going to be Juan Soto. He's never going to be Ronald Acuna, but he could get a nice like bump in his prices based on his performance if he stays on the major league team at this point. But before the season started, it was a lot easier to like convince myself to spend money on this guy who has 1 year of major league experience. And things like for some reason it's stuck in my head. Josh L. Chin had this Juan Soto Father's Day out of 50. Mm-hmm. And that's like a card you don't see like ever. You don't see Juan Soto and Acuna or even Ohtani like Father's Day, Mother's Day parallels, like vintage stock. Like, so I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go with Baddoo and collect some of these rare lower serial numbered parallels out of paper that otherwise I wouldn't have a chance to have of any other player. And, hope the prices kind of creep up and I can lose more money and never sell them. But, holding
it gave you something new. It gave you something new to collect.
Yeah. Holding a Memorial Day out of 25 of like anyone is kind of like a cool card, right? Like, but it's a rookie card of a guy who had a good season in Detroit. You know what I mean? It's just like,
it's like a cool collecting moment. And Max, it's your time. It's something that we haven't talked about yet, but it's something that like the world just needs you to talk about it. And it's your Luis Severino rainbow. It is my favorite Cards Max collection. Can you just tell the world about what that is?
Oh, so it was definitely my biggest collecting project that kind of reignited my interest in cards and gave me a sense of purpose of what do I want to buy? What is going to be my thing? So I originally, this was circa 2019, pre-boom. What am I going to collect? I'm a Yankees fan. Okay, I want Yankees who have spent their entire career as a Yankee, or at the very least, New York sports players. So that eliminated a good chunk of the Yankees roster. Brett Gardner was too old and too hard to track down. And Judge was very expensive. Gleyber Torres was 2018. Same with Judge 2017. Andujar 2018. These would be harder to do. So I'm like, okay, I'll do Jonathan Luisiga, who was the one Yankee in 2019 Series 1. Started that, and then I'm like, this is getting expensive, even though Luisiga is way better now than when he was in 2019. I'll do Luis Severino. And across Topps Chrome Sapphire, Topps Series 1, Topps Mini, Topps 3D. I don't think he has Topps 3D. Topps Mini, I have the full Topps Mini rainbow. I have 51 different parallels of Luis Severino, and that is very fun to show off and reminds me why I collect.
Yeah, I love that rainbow. It is truly an undertaking of love to pursue a rainbow of that capacity, a vet base parallel, like just flagship. So I love that collection for you, Max. I am always checking in. Can you tell people where you like left it though, and like where it's at, and kind of like the frustrations with it too?
I am missing a few out of one parallel. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm missing a few printing plates. I'm missing, I think the Red Wave. I'm not, the Sapphire parallels mostly have eluded me. And whenever they pop on eBay, I try to snatch them, but it's a very small list of cards that I have left.
You have saved eBay searches for all those, I assume.
Yes, but I don't proactively check them as much as I should.
Yeah. All right. Well, I wanted to just touch on the rainbows and everything. Do either of you guys have anything else you want to say, Mason? I know you love talking and you want to be recorded more. You have any more hot takes for us? Any takes that are going to get me angry?
Not that are going to get you angry, but I don't really have anything else really. I look forward to the next time if you guys ever have me back on. I know there's probably a list of people that need to get their first appearance before I get my second, but I mean, obviously talking with you guys is I could do this all day, every day. It doesn't matter what the topic is.
Yeah, I feel the same. Mason, like you were one of the first guys that I met when I joined Twitter and got back into collecting, and you were just like one of the guys that I feel like I just like immediately connected with, and we're like, all right, this guy has the same thoughts as I. Like, this guy's thinking the same way about collecting as I am, and it's something that me and Max have now coined the young old head perspective on collecting. Just kind of like you ride the wave of the hype beast, but you also, you know, you're rooted in the true collecting, you know, the true like baseball fan, the show legend. But you know, I can't wait to have you back on, Mason, and like just to see you again in person. Like, you're a homie, and I always love talking to you.
Yeah, when's the next? Is there another show in Chicago this summer, or is it going to be Shipshewana?
Well, I'm definitely going to Shipshewana at Memorial Day. Everyone else should be going as well. It's the Sunday is the trade night, and then Monday's the show, and then I think there is a Chicago show, but the National kind of takes precedent.
Are you going to go to the National this year?
Yes, I will be at the National, and hopefully with Cards Max doing a pod. Hopefully we'll be doing a Young Old Heads live from the National
podcast on the road.
Yes. Let me check my notes to make sure that we didn't forget anything. I do want to say that Mason, if we ever start a company, it's going to be a company where all it is a website where you put in a player's name and it tells you what their rookie card is. I think that, that would
be the most controversial website. What would you do for Wander? What's Wander's? You type in Wander Franco. Where does it take you?
Oh, it's going to say the Tops Now call up card just to really fuck with everyone.
That was the most printed Tops Now card in history, right, Max?
54,000 and change cards printed.
Yep.
That's got to be.
I think the Bernie Sanders might eclipse it, but given the context, Bernie Sanders was available for a week and Wander Franco was available for a day. Although I'm not 100% sure of that offhand.
Bernie Sanders never played baseball either.
But it is a Tops Now card.
Yeah,
the Bernie Sanders card had a print run of 91,169.
Jesus.
That was the one where he's sitting there with the mittens on.
Yeah, it's the meme one. It's the meme one. Memes are so powerful.
Yeah. Well, I think that all started because people were like, oh, the Fauci Tops Now card. You know, that was really what kicked off Tops Now for a lot of people. They're probably like, oh, yeah. People were raking in money on the Tops Now Fauci and like now the Bernie Sanders card.
Yeah, they thought it was the same thing.
Yeah, just L's all around. So,
Max, do you have any takes or anything you want to say to the people? Maybe remind them about the space.
Spaces are Tuesdays, 8:00 Eastern. You can talk firsthand with me, Tommy, myself, our guest, 33 Card Shop, who is a frequent speaker. And I love cards. I'll continue talking about cards, and it's fun to talk about cards.
Yep, it's cards. Yeah, it's fun. This is the Cards Max space though. I make appearances. Mason makes appearances, but Max runs the show, and it honestly is like, if you care about the hobby and you want to like meet other people in the hobby who are, you know, thinking the same way you are or anything, you know, please, you know, I really encourage everyone to like check out the space. It's one of my favorite things about the hobby in general, honestly. Like, not to gas you up, Max, but I really love that space, and I appreciate that you do it.
I want to echo your sentiment there because there is so much to learn. There's a plethora of characters that pop in and out of the space, and you know, last week we got a nice microphone moment from Jason Dardick, and he, you know, guys that have been around the hobby pre-2020 are always the most insightful, right? They've been making money in this space for a long time. They've been collecting for a long time, and there's always a lot to learn from people like that, and that's really what I like about the space the most. You get to shoot the shit with people that are cool and like-minded, but there's lessons to be learned too, you know, always. So
yeah, and it's always like respectful, just like respectful arguments. It's nothing crazy. I think on the timeline you get a lot of hate. You get a lot of like people assuming the worst intentions from a statement. Yeah. In the space, you kind of have more space. You have more, no pun intended, more space to like explain yourself and like.
I have more than 280 characters to explain all of my rationales and everything, and even a podcast to explain what I want.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. And you get a little bit more of like the voice control and things in the mood that people, you know.
Yeah, I get to play dictator.
Yeah, but yeah, when Max mutes everyone in the space because you know it gets a little chaotic, but
yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for coming on, Mason. This was super fun. I can't wait to have you back on, Max. Always fun to talk to you as well, even though. You know, we are always talking, but yeah. If anyone wants to find us during the week, follow me at TV Sports Cards on Twitter, at TV.sportscards on Instagram. Max is at Cards Max, one word, on Twitter and Instagram, and Mason is at 33 Card Shop on Twitter, and you're on Instagram as well, Mason, right?
Yeah, I'm not as active on Instagram, but I am on there. I post my collection. So.
Yep. Well, you guys can find us there. Make sure to give us a follow, and just feel free to reach out too if you have any questions about anything. We'll see you guys all next, or not Mason, but me and Max will see you guys next week. Max will be on the road from choir trip. Can't wait.
Yes, and I will still be podcasting.
Yep. It's a grind. See you guys next week. Bye.